Kalaudeo Deskowzi, thank you for joining me on the record.
Thank you. Good morning.
So you're here in Abu Dhabi with a major announcement.
With a major announcement, yes. A big announcement.
Walk me through that.
We constitute a company with Kratos, so a big business combination. And we're going to have a company that will produce as a first stage 300,000 barrels per day. And in a couple of years, 3 years, more than 500,000 barrels per day. 3 billion of P1 reserves. And about 10 billion of exploration contingent reserves. So it's huge company, but as more a strategic company.
One of the major themes here at the conference this year is energy transition for artificial intelligence. There's a lot of money that's going to be needed to get things moving, to grease the wheels, if you will. In your mind, what's the greatest challenge there?
Artificial intelligence at the moment is growth, so you have to invest a lot. Such challenge as for the transition is to be able to put together the growth and the value. So when you invest a lot, if you are not able in a very short time to get returns, you can face a bubble from a financial point of view, because you are investing because you believe that something is growing, but then you have to face issue. The first issue is energy. So hyperscale data center, artificial intelligence need a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And energy as a cost. So you have to invest in the high performance computing, you have to invest in the data center, you have to invest in the power plant or nuclear plant or what you want, then in the feedstock. So it's a story of a lot of investment. Clearly is a huge potential. And we say normally that the artificial intelligence can reduce the cost of energy. At the moment, is increase the cost of energy. So we have to find the right balance.
How challenging is it, the policy-making side? Because we're here at ADIPEC, there's a huge U.S. delegation, the theme is energy dominance. They're very clear about the fact that they want to lead when it comes to energy investment and AI. Is Europe in danger of being behind yet again?
I think so. Why? First of all, because if you look at the US, there is a lot of pragmatism. So they are very fast in everything. They are fast. Chinese are fast, and additionally, they have the energy. So that is really the first point. The US has a lot of energy. They have capital. They are fast. Perfect. They can race. China has, they have less energy maybe, but they have critical minerals. They are very, very fast because all the regulations are tailor-made to reach the target. In Europe, we don't have energy. So we are poor from that point of view. We have
You're
to
already
buy.
on the backside.
We have to buy. So the cost of energy is very high, 2, 3, 4 times respect to the US, for example. And that is the first critical point. And then we base our growth on regulations. We want to understand something so well that we don't start moving until everything is not clear. So at the end, the race is finished and we're still analyzing what.
It's like the tortoise and the hare. In Europe is the tortoise.
No. That is maybe too much, but the attitude is different. But I think that we don't have the same pragmatism that other countries that are in competition with us have.
What's the danger there?
The danger is that we remain behind. And we are followers. We are not front line, we are followers. And when you follow, you pay a high price.
Yeah.
That is the danger.
The US president recently sanctioned Russia once again in the oil market. In your mind, are these sanctions effective in retrospect? What have they done?
So
I mean, the war is still going.
Look at what happened since 2014. Sanctions on Russia. The sanctions were not very effective because in any case Russia was able to start a war after 7 or 8 years of sanctions. Now the new sanction on oil the sanction on Rosneft and Lukoil. I think that they are going to be a little bit different because that is a big export of oil. And China and India, they say that they want to be compliant, so they don't want to buy any more this oil. And that is a big source of revenue for Russia. So I think this time, this sanction, and we see also the effect on the oil price.
Yes.
Immediately. Normally, everything can happen, and the oil price is always navigating at the same level, in the same range. This time was a little bit different, and I think that could be a more effective sanction on Russia.
At what point do you think we're going to see oil prices popping again? Because we saw a little reaction, as you say, in the price on these sanctions.
Yeah.
Geopolitical events don't seem to move the market these days. What in your mind?
Well, what I see, I try to see the long trend and the physical, the demand and the supply. The demand is growing in any case. Different point of view. IA, as they say, less than 1 million. OPEC say a little bit more than 1 million. But in any case, 2024 was the demand was 102 million per day of demand, and the supply more or less the same balance. But if you look at the stock, OECD country stock, we are below the average of the last 5 years. So that has a meaning. If you look at the investment, as I said before, the investments are very low respect to what we need, especially for the new oil and gas, but they are low respect to the 10 years ago. So just fighting the depletion, and the demand is growing. So
there
now,
could be a crunch.
If we are not investing more, or we don't have new source of energy, a feedstock that is a clear base load that can feed our needs, I think that sooner or later the physical, so the demand will be higher than the supply itself.
When you take a step back and look at the next decade and the numbers that we're talking about in terms of the trillion investment and versus the energy supply, as you say, we don't have enough energy. Is Europe taking the right approach?
We know very well that the Europeans didn't take the right approach because they thought that we can replace all our energy just using renewables. Renewables are an important component of the energy system, but they are not the only one. We know the efficiency of renewables is very low, and they are intermittent. And we need, especially for electricity now, a strong base load and very flexible, something that we can switch on and switch off. Also nuclear is good, but you cannot switch on and switch off in one day, like gas. And Europe didn't recognize gas as a fuel for the transition. So that coal, say that is useless. Okay, coal is useless, but now they shut down nuclear in Germany, for example, and they increase emission because they are using coal, because they need energy. And that what happened in Spain, remember the big blackout. So I think that when you think that you can replace your energy just with one source, the concept is wrong, because if you look at the history, there is an addition of different energy. Coal is still the first source for electricity. You can imagine, after more than one century, gas is still far beyond that the percentage of coal. That
not much of a transition.
No.
There's been a lot of talk over the years about peak oil. In your mind, how far are we away from that?
I think that we are far. For the reason we said until now, there is at least a big portion of the population that need to grow as we did in the past. If you look at Europe, represents I think 5% or 6% of the worldwide population. The US 4%. The rest of the world is growing. Africa very soon will be 20%. So we used oil, we used gas to grow, to develop ourselves, to improve our life. And I think this big portion of the population, they need to develop themselves. They use oil, they use gas, they use renewable. I think that we have to understand that we are not the only part of the war. We are very important in terms of markets, but we are decreasing in terms of the population. They are growing and they need energy. And they are going to use the energy that they have. So we must help them to reduce the emissions. So decarbonization, for example, CCS, capture of CO2, is a very good way to help the growth, reducing the CO2. We have to find different kind of view. We have to reduce ideology. We have to be more pragmatic. Exactly.
Pragmatic. Claudio
Yes.
Discalzi, it's wonderful to have you. Thank you so much for joining
Thank
me.
you.